Piers Morgan has just landed a crushing blow on Keir Starmer, sending shockwaves through Westminster. As usual, our expert in avoiding Prime Minister has chosen to stay silent and hide away. How much longer will Starmer continue running from tough questions? Let's wait and see the dramatic public humiliation Piers Morgan has in store for him. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any hot news.
And smartest men in the history of this planet says that something's literally threatening civilization, we should probably not just dismiss it. It's very easy to dismiss this stuff as culture wars, diversionary tactics used by politicians, so we get mad about society instead of their mismanagement. And there is something to that, I get it. But make no mistake, this woke virus is real and it ruins people's lives.
Piers Morgan, the outspoken TV host known for his blunt approach, has called out the Labour Party leader for repeatedly dodging tough and sensitive questions. Morgan didn't just make accusations, he made his frustration and disdain clear as he exposed Starmer's weakness in confronting real challenges.
What are they scared of? The Labour Party is based 2.8 miles away from his studio. Its front benchers have an open invitation to come on to debate all of this stuff,
avoiding interviews as if they were trying to dodge their political landmines.
So far this year, I've interviewed the Prime Ministers of Israel, Australia. I went to the Ukraine to interview President Zelensky, I interviewed former US President Donald Trump. I've interviewed other US presidential candidates for 2024. The one person I've not interviewed.
In reality, what is happening now is just the tip of a massive iceberg. Keir Starmer's controversial remarks on biology and women have left the public stunned. When Piers Morgan bluntly exposed his ignorance, even Elon Musk was forced to speak out, expressing his outrage at Starmer's absurd comments. Could this be a sign of a major crisis looming over the Labour Party's survival? Starmer's prolonged and suspicious silence has only heightened public attention, while Piers Morgan clearly has no intention of letting him off the hook. Every time Starmer declines an interview invitation, public pressure mounts, making his avoidance the focus of growing discussion. The question arises, what is being hidden behind Starmer's silence? Is he intentionally avoiding difficult questions, or is he concealing some strategy that the public hasn't yet spotted? Morgan continues to push, leading the public to ask, what is Starmer really afraid of? While Elon Musk warns of the dangers of woke culture, Starmer reveals a glaring lack of understanding about basic concepts like biology, intensifying the debate. With his forceful and uncompromising style, Morgan has laid bare Starmer's shortcomings. His repeated absences from interviews are not accidental, but rather seem to be a deliberate attempt to avoid scrutiny. It's not just a few interview requests that have been sent out. Starmer's team has continually found ways to decline them. This raises suspicions about the real fear he is facing. Morgan is famous for his blunt interviewing style, often posing tough questions that guests cannot easily dodge. Notably, the Labour Party headquarters is only 2.8 miles from Morgan's studio, a short distance that Starmer could cover in just a few minutes. So why does he keep avoiding it? Morgan, undeterred, continues to criticise Starmer's silence across social media, in articles, and on his own show. Each time he's turned down, Morgan becomes more determined to uncover the truth. For Morgan, this isn't just another interview, it's an uncompromising battle to expose the Labour Party's media manipulation strategy. He isn't afraid to accuse Starmer of evading responsibility, of being too cowardly to face the truth, and lacking the courage to answer difficult questions. Morgan repeatedly hones in on Starmer's ability to handle criticism, asking whether he has the mettle to face pressure, or if he is just a timid politician hiding behind carefully crafted statements and a tightly controlled media operation. Morgan's relentless pursuit of these questions has revealed a significant gap in the Labour Party's strategy. This confrontation is not just about interviewing Starmer, it exposes deeper issues regarding transparency, accountability, and the complex relationship between politics and the media. If Starmer cannot face a host like Piers Morgan, does he have the ability to handle greater challenges from global leaders like Vladimir Putin or Xi Jinping? The entire situation has painted a clear picture of the crises quietly unfolding within the Labour Party. Are they so fearful of making mistakes that they choose silence over speaking out? And could this avoidance strategy turn into a double-edged sword, ultimately causing them harm? Morgan continues to turn the heat up, asking more pointed questions than ever before. How much longer will Keir Starmer be able to avoid facing the music? The public is certainly not going to forgive his silence easily. Every day Starmer avoids an interview is another day that Morgan has the opportunity to paint him as weak, spineless, and incapable of leading the country. Under Keir Starmer's leadership, the Labour Party is walking a tightrope. If they continue to pursue this strategy of avoidance, they may lose their balance and collapse under the core issues they are desperately trying to dodge, like political time bombs that could explode at any moment, threatening the very existence of the party.
I believe he made a massive miscalculation. He's reportedly briefed his top team to avoid talking about social issues, woke issues, because apparently the public doesn't care about them. He couldn't be more wrong. The public does care, and with good reason. Here's a reminder of what Elon Musk says about woke.
Keir Starmer's team seems to believe that avoiding controversial topics will help them sidestep these difficult issues with ease. However, this has led to another problem. The British public is neither indifferent nor willing to overlook these topics. The Labour Party's stance is fairly clear. They are reluctant to engage in ongoing cultural debates, particularly those surrounding diversity, LGBTQ+ issues, slavery, and the legacy of colonialism. Another concern arises as Keir Starmer tries to normalise woke issues, referring to the ideology of social awareness and sensitivity, hoping these viewpoints will be seen as acceptable in society. This has led many to believe he is attempting to legitimise views on diversity and complex social issues in order to build a friendlier image for himself. Starmer seems keen to avoid these debates to focus on core issues like the economy, the NHS, and other pressing national concerns. However, this strategy has a serious flaw. It doesn't reflect the real concerns of the electorate. Recent polls show that the British public cares deeply about cultural issues and holds strong opinions on them. Labour's attempts to sidestep discussions about these matters are putting them at risk. The strategy of silence isn't helping Labour maintain neutrality. On the contrary, it is being perceived as weakness, or even as if there is something to hide. This puts Labour at risk of losing support from both traditional voters and younger, more progressive supporters. Labour's traditional voters, who tend to be socially conservative, feel ignored. Meanwhile, younger, more progressive supporters are disappointed by the party's failure to stand up for the values they believe in. Starmer is trying to balance both sides, but it's likely that he will fail to satisfy either. With the next election approaching, Labour risks being criticised by the Conservatives for being overly sensitive to cultural issues. It is at this point that Elon Musk's warnings about the dangers of the woke mind virus are being discussed more than ever. Musk has warned that this ideology poses a significant threat to free speech and innovation. He believes that woke culture is stifling free debate and questioning, which in turn is inhibiting creativity. According to Musk, this ideology undermines the value of talent and effort, as standards for excellence are being replaced by ideological norms. Musk has emphasised that the control of language and the fear of being labelled non-woke is spreading from Silicon Valley to universities and corporations worldwide. This fear leads to self-censorship and hinders public debate, making it harder for democracy to thrive with open dialogue and critical thinking. While Elon Musk has been outspoken in his opposition to this ideology, Keir Starmer seems to have chosen to avoid confronting it as if it doesn't exist. The question is, how long can this strategy last before the truth forces him to change? Musk's recent statements about woke culture have caused a stir, prompting leaders in boardrooms and politics to reflect.